Hello my sweet potatoes, it is Michelle and I am in Japan. Today is day 6, I believe. It's May 17th. It's almost noon, and this is my first solo day in Japan. I'm here with my boyfriend Kyle, but he's actually on his way to a different part of Japan to visit his family. But I'm staying back in Tokyo. I have a lot of friends that I'm going to be seeing over the next few days because they're also going to be in Japan, so I wanted to hang out with them. And I thought it would also just be fun to have a few days solo traveling in Japan, and I actually kind of know the language, so I can sort of get around. So I thought it would be a bit of a challenge, but also a really fun experience. We're staying in Ginza, and I am going to just spend the afternoon exploring the different shops in Ginza, and I'm super excited. So let's go! Okay, slight change of plans. I went out and there was a restaurant that I was gonna go to, but there was such a long line. And I walked around a little bit, and a bunch of other restaurants that I wanted to go to also had crazy long lines, and I didn't want to wait. I'm so hungry. So I just went to the convenience store and picked up some food. There's a Family Mart literally right across from our hotel. So I just picked up a cold soba noodles with grated yam and a famichiki. The weather here has also been really humid, so I'm excited to eat something nice and cold. The packaging is also really cool too because they have this upper level that you can take off so that the veggies don't make the noodles soggy. So we have cucumbers, onions. This is the grated yam, tororo imo, and they basically grate the yam so it has this like slimy, stringy consistency, and I absolutely love that. And then under here we have the sauce packet. This is wasabi and some nori flakes to put on top, and of course the soba noodles. Whoa. And this was, I believe, 460 yen. This is my first time eating soba this trip. Itadakimasu. Pretty good. The noodles are nice and chewy. There's a lot of flavor from the sauce, and I like the little bit of crunch from the cucumber and the onions. The grated yam also gives it a sliminess. There's not much flavor to it. It's more of a like texture thing, but I'm all about weird textures like that, so I love this. Okay, I devoured that. That was so good, but I'm so full now. I do not think I can eat this. This was way more food than I was expecting. So with all that considered, like all the toppings and the price, that is such a good deal. So because I'm so full, I think I'm just gonna keep this in the fridge and eat it later today. We do have a microwave in our room, so I can just heat it up whenever I want to eat it. But now it's time to go shopping. So after lunch, my first stop of the day was Loft. It's a home goods store, but they carry some brand name items as well. This one was huge because it had 6 floors. They have everything from skincare, makeup, organizers, kitchenware, plants, food, but my favorite was the stationery. If you know me, you know I love looking at stationery, and they had a huge selection of the cutest stickers, notebooks, washi tape, and pens. I think I spent an hour looking through just the stationery alone. My next stop was Muji. The one in Ginza is their flagship store, so it's also huge with 5 floors. It's another home goods store similar to Loft, but with a more sleek and minimal aesthetic. And this store was heaven to me. They had a massive wall full of snacks, a wall full of skincare, and so much clothing, furniture, organizers, books, and stationery as well. They even had a small seating area and a refreshment station. Plus, there was a bakery downstairs, which I've never seen at any of the US Muji stores. They had everything here. Honestly, I wish I could just live inside this store. I also quickly stopped by Daiso and was shocked at how clean and organized it was, especially compared to the ones back home in the US. Daiso is in the same building as GU, which I checked out next, and GU is Uniqlo's sister store. This was my first time visiting a GU, and their clothes are so cute. I didn't end up getting anything though, since I'm trying not to impulse buy, especially on clothing. But looking back, I kind of wish I got this knit set. It'd be so cute for summer. And my last stop was Uniqlo, and this one is insane because it has 12 floors. This is their flagship store, so it's massive. There's even a flower stand where you can make your own bouquet. Each flower was between $2 to $3 depending on how many you buy, and I thought this was so cute. But the part that I was most excited for for was the Uniqlo Cafe on the top floor. I love trying new cafes and I love Uniqlo, so this was a match made in heaven for me. There's even a nice seating area. I got an iced decaf coffee, a butter cookie, and a dorayaki, which is a red bean pancake. Unfortunately, the butter cookie had cashews in it, which I only found out about after Google translating the ingredients, so I couldn't eat it since I'm allergic, but the coffee and the dorayaki were delicious. They also sell other goodies like coffee beans and mugs. And this was a nice moment to just relax and take in the fact that I am just in a foreign country, all alone, without a care in the world. It felt like life couldn't get better than this. I shopped around for a little bit, but it was kind of overwhelming since there was so much to look at, so I just went back to my hotel, got back around 5 p.m, and took a little nap for about an hour. Then I got ready and headed out again to meet with my friend Kathleen for dinner. I was nervous because this was the first time I was taking the train alone, but it ended up being completely fine. Google Maps was super helpful and made it really easy, and I think it's the best app to use to get around in Japan. So we met up at 7:30 and we went to a restaurant called Tsujihan, and they're known for their zeitaku or luxurious rice bowls, and they're topped with a mountain of seafood. It was topped with fatty tuna, uni, salmon roe, crab, shrimp, clam, squid, cucumber, and green onion. It tasted so fresh too. You can even ask for sea bream soup, which they'll pour on top of your rice bowl. They also provide sashimi at the start, but it comes with a nutty sauce. I'm not sure what type of nuts they use, but I told them I'm allergic and they kindly swapped mine for one with just soy sauce. So something to keep in mind if you plan to come here and you also have a nut allergy. They also don't take reservations, so they usually have a long wait, like over 2 hours sometimes, especially at their Nihonbashi location, but we only waited about 30 minutes at the Kagurazaka location. They also have other locations which you can find on their website. After, we found an arcade and took some purikura photos. I used to love doing this in high school, so this was really fun and nostalgic for me. This one really edited our faces though, like I don't even look like myself, but I just love the decorating process, adding tons of stickers and doodles, and it was so much fun. It was crazy how there was even a vanity set up with a curling iron to help you get ready before taking photos. The following day, I started the morning at Tsukiji Fish Market at 9 a.m. Yes, I was here 2 days ago, but I wanted to go back and try even more food from different vendors. So I walked over because my hotel was conveniently about a 10-minute walk away and met up with my friend Lanson, and the first thing that I got was this grilled squid. I love squid, and this was chewy and not rubbery, and it had a nice smoky, savory flavor. It was so good. Then we stopped at a restaurant and I got a salmon ikura rice bowl. Salmon is my favorite type of fish, and this one was so nice and buttery and fresh. The next thing I got was an unagi skewer. Unagi is eel and it's grilled with soy sauce. And although I love unagi, this one was really bony, so I didn't enjoy it that much. It was also a super hot day, like almost 90 degrees, so I stopped for an iced matcha at Matcha Stand Maruni. I didn't get a latte because I just don't like milk. Can anyone relate? So it's just a plain matcha with ice. And when I came on Tuesday, the line was crazy long, but luckily it was really short this time. The matcha had a nice strong flavor without being too bitter, and it was the perfect refreshing pick-me-up. They even gave a free piece of mochi. And the last thing I got was this sushi plate of 3 different types of fatty tuna: kamatoro, otoro, and chutoro. I think this one was chutoro, which is medium fatty tuna. This one is otoro, which is very fatty tuna. And this one was kamatoro, which was advertised as a special fatty tuna and was the fattiest of the 3. I personally love the otoro the best. It had the perfect buttery melt in your mouth texture. I did like the others, but the chutoro was a little bit fishy and the kamatoro was a bit too fatty for me. I also picked up a pack of dango to take home and snack on later. I got back to my hotel around 12:30 and was exhausted from how hot it was, so I just relaxed for a bit and took a little nap, but then I headed out again around 4:30 to do more shopping in Ginza. I went back to a few stores that I visited yesterday because I wanted to think about some things before I bought them, again trying not to impulse buy. But after thinking on it, I decided to go back out and buy them, so I stopped by Muji and picked up some snacks and souvenirs. I also went to Uniqlo and bought a new rain jacket, since the one that I brought on the trip was falling apart, like it was literally flaking off, and it was supposed to rain the next couple of days, so I needed a rain jacket. And I stopped by Loft again and got this mini calendar. I looked around at a bunch of other stores too, but didn't film it, so once I was done shopping, it was 7 p.m. and I was starving, so I stopped at Ippudo Ramen. It's conveniently on the same block as my hotel too, and my friend recommended trying it. This was also my first time trying Ippudo. You place your order on this device and they bring you your food. I got the shiromaru ramen, which has a tonkotsu broth with an egg, pork belly, and seaweed. I also got a side of rice. Tonkotsu is a pork broth and it's my favorite type, and this one was pretty good. It could have had a bit more flavor to it, to be honest, but I loved the meat. It was really tender and there was a lot of it. But overall, it was still really good, and the rice was a great way to finish off the remaining broth.
So that concludes day 5 and 6 in Tokyo. Make sure you're also caught up with my previous Japan vlogs on my channel, and I'll see you tomorrow for days 7 and 8.